Welcome to video lesson 6, and in this video we're going to look at a complete program. This video will demonstrate a complete DIPO program from beginning to end. And that's something I made up. It's a little acronym I made up that stands for the 4 major sections we should have in a complete program. Typically, we declare variables, so D for declare, input section, I, processing section, P, and then output section, O. So that makes DIPO. Okay, so let's start with class, and this program actually is going to, so let me describe what this program is going to do. This program will read the user's age in years and output their age in days. Okay, so how do we figure out how old you are in days approximately? So we're not looking at the actual birth date and stuff like that, we're just getting an approximate age in days. So we multiply the user's age in years by the amount of days there are in 1 year, which is 365 days per year. And that would give us an approximate age in days of how long somebody has spent on the planet. So let's call this program age in days, because that's the age in days program. Again,
then I open the class, public static void name, string args, open and close, and then I want to open that, and so I close the main method and close the class. Okay, so
let me put my sections in here using comments.
So declare variable section. Okay, then I have inputs. Then I have processing. And then I have outputs.
So you want to make sure you have all of these sections, although sometimes there are some programs where you will combine processing with output, or there may be some programs that you don't need to gather input from the user, but typically most programs will have those 4 sections. So we have to ask ourselves, for this program, what variables do we need to have? And sometimes we don't know what we need to have right at the beginning, so that's okay. We can come back with the computer and always add things. So we need to get their age first in years. So we know we're going to need an age in years variable. Okay, and let's get the input for that. So let's say system.out.println, please enter your age in years. Okay, close quotation, and there we have it. So that's going to display that message. But again, remember, if we want to get input, we should say age in years is where we want to store what we get from the user, equals, and now we need to call that method. Do you remember what it was? In.get int. Okay, so that's going to get it from the user. Now remember, in order to use the in.getInt as explained in the previous video, you must have that file in the same directory. So let's save this and make sure we have that in there. So the age and days program matches the class name, and you can see there's an in.java there. So I press save, and I also want to open the in.java file and make sure that we compile that, so that we don't have any problems when we go to run our age and days. So I go back to my age and days program, again using the left hand side here to navigate back and forth between the 2 different programs. So I've compiled the in.java, and now I'm back to my age and days.java. So I've gotten this information from the user. So if the user types in 27, it's going to go into this variable. If the user types in 100, it's going to go into this variable. Now, I need to calculate their age in days. So basically I need somewhere, first of all, to store that answer. So I'm going to need another variable, age in days. And so here, this is where I'm going to store the answer, age in days equals, and now here's where I calculate the answer. So it's going to be age in years times 365 days in a year. So let's say the user puts in 100 If they type in they're 100 years old, that's going to go into here, 100. And then here, again, placeholder, 100 times 365, okay? And whatever that answer is going to be, it's going to go into here, age and days. So again, with assignment, this is an assignment statement, always the right-hand side is executed first, and then put into the left-hand side variable in our storage location. So that's our storage location. Okay, and now simply we need to output it. So we put system.out.print ln, and we say you are, close quotations, put a plus sign, and we can put age in days, days old. Okay, so again, we're joining with, as was explained in the previous video, we're joining what's inside age and days, which is going to be this value, their age in years multiplied by 365. It's going to go in here. And then we're going to display that. That's our result. We have to display it back to the user. So you can see we have our 4 sections. Compile this. Okay, and its compilation is completed. And we run it, and it says, okay, please enter your age in years. That's this line of code right here. And now it's waiting for us to put something in. So if I put in 30, that 30 is then going to be transferred into this age in years variable. Okay, that 30 was transferred in here. 30 multiplied by 365 will give us this answer, 10,950. That went into this variable. And then it was this line of code that said you are, displayed what was in here, which was 10,950, and then days old. So you can see that the program is working. Approximately, of course, it's not giving you your exact age and days. But anyway, the point is we have our 4 major sections. The declare variables, where we created the variables. We don't often know at the beginning of the program what variables we need, but we can come back and add them in later. Now, you don't actually have to declare variables always at the top of the program. You can declare variables anywhere inside the program. However, if possible, it is good programming style to declare them near the top. Then we've got our input section. Even though this line of code is displaying something on the screen, which is typically considered to be output, we're using that output to give a command to the user to give us some input. Okay, so that's why it's in the input section. And the output section is considered to be your final result, the answer, the solution to the problem that you're displaying to the user. In the processing, we figure out the solution to the problem. Okay, so those are the 4 major sections that you want to make sure that you have, unless you are sure you don't need one of them. Okay, hope you enjoyed that video.